Story 1. I had the pleasure of meeting a frazzled parent in a grocery store one sunny afternoon. As I reached for a ripe avocado, I couldn't help but overhear the conversation happening right next to me. There stood a parent, let's call them Alex, attempting to navigate a shopping cart filled with wiggly kids, colorful cereal boxes, and a fruit that was apparently the subject of a heated debate. The kids, Sarah and Max, looked like two miniature lawyers presenting their cases. Sarah, the older of the two, had a serious expression as she held up a ripe watermelon. "Mom, this is the one. It's perfect." Max, on the other hand, had his eyes set on an oversized pineapple. He tugged on his mom's jeans. "No, Mom, we need this one. It's spiky, like a dinosaur." Alex, trying to keep their cool, scratched their head in bewilderment. "I don't know, guys. We already have watermelon at home." But the kids were relentless. Sarah argued that watermelon was too basic, while Max swore he'd eat the entire pineapple, spikes and all. As their bickering escalated, I couldn't help but chuckle. Alex turned to me with a slightly desperate look, and we shared a moment of parental understanding. Sometimes, the most innocent grocery trips can turn into epic battles of wills. In the end, Alex threw in the towel, buying both the watermelon and the pineapple. As they loaded the groceries into their car, I overheard Sarah telling Max, "We should have also gotten the dinosaur cereal." This experience reminded me that parenting is a never-ending adventure full of surprises, arguments over fruit, and a great deal of love. It was a delightful reminder that sometimes, you just have to let kids be kids and enjoy the ride, spiky pineapples and all. Story 2. Once, when I was 21, I went on a hike in the woods that turned into an unforgettable adventure. As I delved deeper into the forest, I realized I was lost. My map was of no help, and the towering trees seemed never-ending. But the real twist came when a group of aggressive deer started chasing me. I found myself sprinting through the woods, pursued by these determined creatures, like a scene from a wildlife documentary gone wrong. Eventually, I stumbled upon a clearing and saw a cozy-looking house. I thought my ordeal was over, but there was a catch. I had arrived at the wrong place. I had crashed a party I hadn't been invited to, and it wasn't my intended destination. The music and laughter stopped as I stood there on the porch, panting and surrounded by curious partygoers. They found my story hilarious and handed me a drink, inviting me to stay and join their party. It turned out to be one of the best wrong turns I'd ever taken. So there I was, a 21-year-old, lost in the woods, chased by deer, and ending up at a party in the wrong house. It was a day filled with unexpected twists and turns, a reminder that the most extraordinary memories often stem from the most peculiar and unplanned moments. Story 3. Once, I found myself on a plane, and it seemed like just another routine flight until I noticed something unsettling. The window by my seat was shaking uncontrollably, and it filled me with a sense of unease. I tried to ignore it, thinking it was just turbulence, but it persisted, intensifying my anxiety. In a panic, I desperately needed to use the restroom. The window's rattling continued as I staggered down the aisle, looking for the lavatory. Just as I locked myself in, the pilot announced an emergency landing due to a passenger's health issue. The atmosphere in the cabin shifted from curiosity to genuine concern. With a jolt, the plane landed, and I emerged from the restroom to a sea of disapproving glares. It was then that I realized I had tested positive for COVID-19. My illness and the turbulence had led to this unscheduled landing, and the passengers were understandably upset, fearing exposure to the virus. As I was escorted off the plane by medical personnel, I felt a mix of embarrassment and concern for those on board. This bizarre turn of events reminded me of the unpredictable nature of life during a pandemic and taught me to be mindful and considerate of others, even in the most unexpected situations. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. In the comments section, let me know what you liked, disliked, or want to hear a story about.